Hey everyone, Daniel Gracie, G2 Comics, back again for another tutorial. We're going to be showing you how to scan in your inks to get ready to color. Going back to the very beginning here, normally we're working on a bigger surface than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and normally you have a smaller scanner that's not going to fit that whole thing on there. So I'm going to show you how to piece them all together, make it look nice, get everything ready to color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan basically the top and the bottom in separately and put them in one file. So what I'm going to do, I use Photoshop and I'm going to import. I'm going to use color picture and I'll show you why later on. Make sure that your resolution is 300. Scan the top half. Now you're going to see that aside from the inks, there's a lot of pencil lines and the blue lines from the artboard and all that stuff there. We're going to take care of that in just a minute here. So after I do this, I'm just going to flip my piece of paper around to the bottom half, put it in the same direction, and do the same thing. File, import, get my scanner, color picture, make sure that's, see it changed, scan it in. Normally what you do is you scan it in as a black and white text, but I'm going to show you just on my end why I don't do that. Something happens during the process where I'm losing a little bit of the image. So we've got this image right here. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to show you what happens when I try to scan it in as a straight black and white. So I choose black and white picture or text. It's 300 dpi. I scan it. Now, for some reason, these are both the same image. Right here, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a little bit of a line here, a chunk that's missing from the side of it. Right here, I don't. Now, it's going to be really important when I start to splice them together because I'm going to lose some of it and it's going to be off a little bit. So I work just with the color version first, and it's going to look exactly the same. So let's go back to this. I've got both halves scanned in at color DPI. Or 300 dpi, sorry. I'm going to create a new file. It's going to be 10 inches wide by 15 inches high, which is full bleed. You want to work in a large scale for color. Resolution 300. Color mode CMYK because it's for print. If you're doing it for the web, it's RGB. I like to use CMYK because all of my stuff goes to print. And click OK. Now you've got a whole new file. Go back to one of your images. This one's the bottom half, so I'm going to rotate this counterclockwise to make it vertical. I'm going to Control A, Control C, which is select all and copy, and then Control V as in Victor, which is paste. So I've got that in my new file. Now I don't need this anymore, so I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to take the other half, and I'm going to rotate that clockwise to get it vertical. Control A, Control C, Control V. Okay, so I've got everything here. I don't need those other files anymore that we had. Now I'm going to take one of my layers and move it, and I'm just going to move these around until they're aligned with each other. Now that other scan that I showed you, these wouldn't have lined up perfectly. They would have been a little bit off right here. So I'm just going to move them around a little bit, make sure I've got everything connected the way it should be. Looks pretty good. You want to zoom in and make sure that you're not off a little bit like this. It's going to throw the whole thing off. So I think we're pretty good with this. Now, also, the good thing about having it in color is that, oops, no, okay, let's go back here. The good thing about having it in color is that you can adjust the size of the image. Like if you wanted to scale it up maybe to fit the page a little more, you won't have to go back and do the whole process that I'm going to show you again. So I've got these two set up now. I don't have to move anything. I've got the two set up right here, pieced together where I need them. I'm going to select both of them, which holds Shift and click on the other layer. Control E, which will merge them. And then let's just say I want to zoom in a little bit, scale this up so they can fill the page. So I want it like right here, okay, so that some of the parts are off the page. So this is how I want the image to. This is everything. This is a 10 by 15 size. Everything's all on one page. Obviously we have some gray stuff. We have this line from scanning in here. I'll show you what to do with that. So once you have everything where you want it, you're going to go to Image, Mode, Grayscale, Flatten. That's fine. and then go to image mode, bitmap. Make sure that your 300 pixels per inch is selected and it's 50% threshold. Sometimes it shows up as diffusion dither, but make sure it's 50% threshold. Click OK. Boom, there you go. Now you have a bitmap and you have your solid ink lines. All your pixels are showing. It's not pixelated, so to speak, to where it kind of looks fuzzy. It's all crisp, nice and clean. Now just to show you how to set everything up, go to image mode, grayscale, change everything back to the way it was, CMYK mode. We've still retained those nice crisp edges here. And I'm going to select my black copy. I'm going to duplicate it. Okay, so now I've got that. I'm going to select my CMYK channel and I'm going to fill it with white. So now I have my black copy. Now, sometimes you'll have it a little gray. Not a problem. Just go up to image mode. Image adjustments, levels, and select that first and hit 25. Boom, now it's back to black. Now you're ready to color on all the channels underneath it. You're going to do all your work. Once you have all the flat color down, you're going to want to make a new layer, a new channel, and copy and paste all your color from the CMYK into here. It'll be gray. Name it flats, so you can go back and pick all the colors out from there while you're doing all your modeling here. But that's a little further than I wanted to go. Just wanted to show you how to piece them both together and turn them back into a rich, crisp, nice looking ink lines for you to start coloring with. If you have any questions, comment. I reply very quickly, and hopefully you learned something, and I will be back soon with some more tutorials. Thanks.